We are officially live here, and happy Sunday, ladies and gentlemen. Hoping that everybody's really enjoying their weekend. Hoping that today you're just having a time of reflection and restoration. And I'm really hoping and sincering that you are planning to close 2025 strong on a powerful note. This is another exclusive episode in which I just want to go ahead and entitle 547 our Transformation Greatness along with SBN, the Small Business Network podcast. I am your host here, Sean A. White, and I want to talk about, in which I want to title this recap. What I mean by recap, I did an episode yesterday with a great colleague of mine, Miss Yolanda Kennerly, aka Miss Professional. And it was on the Servant Leader podcast series, in which I started for the month of November and December, just featuring, highlighting those that I consider to be doing the work, hearts and the individuals. And I explained this to her that yesterday it was very therapeutic and it really benefited me, I would say, tremendously. And for most of you that may know, I've been going through a transition right now, which a loss of an immediate family member, and it's definitely been taking its toll on me. It really, really has. Me and my brother-in-law or brother, if you will, because we don't do the in-laws in our family. We were very, very close, very, very close, right? And when got in the news of his passing, it definitely took a toll, right? I would say mentally, emotionally, and it just wasn't able to do any kind of work whatsoever, right? So yesterday, when having an interview, it just really sprung some things within me, and it was something that was right on time, and it just felt good just to get back into it, right? And so the recap in which a few things in which I got, even some takeaways as well from it, was that number one, when you're in this industry or business as an entrepreneur, just having that attitude of how can I serve? And why is that important? Because for me, when I'm in alignment or I'm in a good space, or really reaching out to individuals and figuring out how can I serve, it really lays the foundation down correctly. Because as entrepreneurs, obviously, we all have products and services, different businesses, different things in which that we offer to individuals. And a lot of times, because of either for certain projects or deadlines or goals, whatever have you, if you're in network marketing, right, there's some kind of event going on, promotion going on. And by nature, we want to excel. We want to reach those benchmarks, right? And the reason being for the results in which that it will bring some prestige, some more money, et cetera, et cetera. But yesterday just reminded me by doing that interview that it's really all about having a heart centered approach, really all about having the mindset and the spirit of how can I help? Who can I help serve? And yesterday, as we was going through the interview and I was listening as far as to Miss Yolanda and how the way she was answering the question so articulately and yet was very authentic, it really for myself, it did something within my spirit. And I just believe that it started the healing process or continued the healing process. And it was just so refreshing, so refreshing. Plus, also from the responses in which that we have gotten from the audience, pretty much validated that what we were doing, it was at the right time and at the right space. When we come with that approach, and it doesn't matter of what we have to offer, of how can I help and who can I serve, There's an amazing shift that happens. And I'm saying this very carefully and methodically because I don't want for anyone to lose sight on what I'm truly trying to get at. But when we truly adopt that idea, you don't have to worry about money. You don't have to worry about reaching your goals. But yet, your main objective at that point is finding individuals in which you can fill a common need, if that makes sense. There is a saying that if you help people, if you help enough people get what you want, then in turn they will help you get what you want. That is a universal principle, and that is a law. That is something that is spiritual, and that is something that is tried and true. And it is absolute. No one can dispute that. No one can refute it. You can argue it. You can look at it from different perspectives, different vantage points. But in the end, there it is, just like breathing, right? Just like, you know, being in such a conscious state of mind of being present. That's the word in which I'm looking for. The recap, it was just that. It just really validated what I'm currently doing and what so many others are actually doing. Because this thing called life, it happens to all of us. It happens to the just, it happens to the unjust. It happens to the good, the bad, the ugly, the indifferent. It happens to those that are making $1 million a month versus from someone that's making nothing. It happens to those that are parents, to those that are non-parents. It happens to those that are married, to those that are not. What am I saying here? When you are able to adopt that idea, that can truly flip your business. Literally have it do a 180. I don't want to say a 360 because then you'll be right back where you started from, but a 180. If we were truly to accept that idea. I have come to the conclusion that everything in which that I've been doing, everything in which I've been doing, from radio, TV, to being a speaker, a coach, a hypnotherapist practitioner, to being a part of many different organizations, if you will, I have come to this conclusion that definitely I'm in the right place and I'm on the right track. And I just encourage you all that if you're not in alignment or if you're searching for what is your purpose, what am I supposed to be doing here on planet Earth, I just encourage you just to sit back and even take time out today and just ask yourselves, as ask, excuse me, to the God of your understanding, what is my purpose? What am I doing here? Because the passing of my brother, it just revalidated to myself that this life is short, man, and there's no guarantees. Here today, you may be totally fine, totally healthy, right, in your right state of mind. And then tomorrow, who knows? Something traumatic may come about, you know? Obviously, don't want to wish that upon us, but you guys know what I'm talking about here. This thing called life, man, something else. But I've also learned to understand this as well as being an entrepreneur in this space for about 14 going on 15 years, is that life is always going to happen. It's always something that's going to happen, right? But the main thing is, how do you show up during that? Are you willing to give yourself space and grace as well to even go through those emotions, go through those feelings, right? Whether it's grief or loss or whatever have you. And that you don't have to be go, 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 like an energizer bunny. I'm just speaking on for me. Now there are individuals in which that I know that are able to bust through that, right? They're able just to keep on going no matter what happens. And that's a beautiful thing. I definitely commend them. I've just been reminded that, you know what? It's okay, man. It's okay for you to feel. It's okay for you to grieve. It's okay for you to experience that, because this is going to be used as a testimony to motivate, encourage, and inspire someone as well. And it also reminded me that, you know what I'm basically experiencing is not just for myself, but it's to benefit somewhere else. You see, the Servant Leader podcast series, the idea that was birthed, it started something. It was pretty much the beginning of something amazing. And I truly believe that that's the reason why the individuals that's going to be a part of this podcast series, they're going to serve a purpose as well. They're going to come on and be able to share with you their wisdom, their knowledge, their expertise. They're going to be able to answer the questions such as what makes them considered to be a servant leader in their particular space. Why is that important to them? What inspired them to become servant leaders? And I want you guys all to benefit from that and glean from that, because there are individuals, maybe even yourself, that may be going through something or have been through something just recently, or know someone that's in that midst as of right now, and you will be able to navigate them and basically show them and guide them, well, hey, you're going through this and that's okay. But when you are ready to get out of that, these are some of the steps in which have helped me, and perhaps by application, if this resonates and aligns with you, then you can do the same as well. Because one thing for certain, too, for a fact, success leaves clues. That's the reason why, for those that we admire and we appreciate in this entrepreneurial space, we listen to them, we buy their content, their books, or their movies, their podcasts, whatever it is, and we learn from that. Thus, their masterclass courses, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You understand where I'm coming from? I do believe that the way that we respond from it, and the way that we are able to have that mindset shift and get to work, is one of the most beautifulest things as content creators that we can give to people. You know, there was a conversation that I just had, and I love this phrase. When you do something that you love so much, that you're so passionate about, the money will come. Why do I